Hi, I'm Anita of My Duke and I podcast, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fabulous day because we know the Sussex squad is far and wide. We have people from Germany, we have people from France, we have people from Africa, we have people from the Netherlands, we have people from the Caribbean, we have people from Jamaica, we have people from Canada and the United Kingdom. And just to name a few, so Sussex Squad is far and wide. And thank you guys for all your support. I truly appreciate it. And if you notice, I read your comments on my videos because I appreciate you. So thank you so much for your support. And let's get into our show. Well, I got up this morning and it was confirmed that, the Sussexes received their invitation for the coronation from Charles's office. And I am going to stay neutral on this one going forward. I had my opinions before where I thought that, they shouldn't attend because of how they've been treated over there. Even when they went to the Queen's funeral, it was not a welcoming reception for the Sussexes. And based on that and how they've been treated by the press and how Charles himself has been so cruel and William has been so, unbrotherly. I just had my feelings of, they should not attend, they should not go back over there, they should stay with their family here in the United States. But, after listening to Harry yesterday, I feel like it's their decision to make, and whatever decision that they make, I will support them. And, it's been reported that, they did get the invitation, but they haven't made a decision yet about whether they will attend or not. And, I guess when the time is right, they will share that information with us. So we're just going to stay tuned and wait for their decision because it is theirs to make. So I'm just going to support them and continue to support them, the best way that I can in whatever decision that they make, whether they go or whether they don't. And, they're two intelligent people, and we have to respect whatever decision that they make. In other news as well, talking about the coronation, we all know the coronation is 3 days. Why it should be 3 days, I don't know, especially in this economy and what people are going through at this point. I just believe that it should have been a 1 day thing, or it could have even been a virtual thing, and so on. But the palace decide that it's going to be 3 days. The first day is the coronation service, and then the next day is a concert that a lot of people are saying no to. The whole colonization of this British monarchy is really something that a lot of people do not want to be associated with, as well as how they've treated Harry and Meghan. And some people are just literally saying they do not want to be a part of that. And I respect that. That's their feeling. And if they feel they do not want to be associated with a negative, brand, and it's up to them. And it is just not looking good for that British monarchy. I think at the end of the day, Charles will be the last. I don't think that William and Kate, who have fought off Meghan and Harry for the longest while, think that they're going to inherit, something, the crown. I think that they are dead wrong. And Charles is going to be the last. And the reason why I say that, Charles is, sort of is in his way or being used as a political pawn over there in the United Kingdom. And one thing I know that the British people are not going to tolerate is a monarch that is political. Queen Elizabeth lasted this long, and it just didn't just so happen that she lasted this long. She lasted this long because she stayed in her lane. She didn't get into things or into issues that didn't, match up or with, politics. So I think that Charles is rearing his, ugly head into those arena, and the British people were all worried about what Harry and Meghan had to say, and their interview and their Netflix docu-series and Harry's book and what have you, and Meghan's podcast, and that was going to take down the monarchy or trying to destroy the monarchy. Harry and Meghan trying to destroy the monarchy, but that is not what is going to do it. I started thinking of late, and I said, the politics that is in England, that is in the United Kingdom, that is what that's going to end up, destroy that monarchy. So, and then Charles also is going off to France and Germany on March 26th through, I don't know if it's the 29th or the 30th. I'm not too sure of the dates, but I know they're going to have 3 days over there in Europe. And it is very strange that he is choosing to go to Europe as opposed to go to one of his, Commonwealth nations or one of their sovereign states. And, after thinking a lot about it, I had a thought. And you guys can put, whatever you think in the comments. I'm thinking Prince Charles thought a lot about what happened to Kate and William when they went to the Caribbean. Obviously, they were not well received. They were, booed, they were protested, and it was just not a good look for the British monarchy. And that left really a sour taste in Charles's mouth. And also Sophie too and Edward, when they went down to the Caribbean, they also were not well received. And Charles is really taking note of, of what happened, and he is very calculated. The coronation is right around the corner on May 6th, and what he doesn't want is the negative feedback that he would have gotten if he had gone to these places to sort of linger over his coronation. And I think that he has chosen an easy route. But if I were these Caribbean nations and these Commonwealth nations and the sovereign states like Canada and New Zealand and Australia and so on, I would be a little bit upset, because why are you choosing to go somewhere where you have very little association to and not come to places where we're pledging allegiance to you? When I was in the Caribbean, in particular Antigua, they just had their recent election, and all of the ministers, they were at Parliament in Antigua, and they were pledging their allegiance to Charles. They were literally saying they pledged their allegiance to King Charles. It was so hilarious. And I couldn't believe that in this modern day that people are pledging their allegiance to somewhere that is about, I would say, 5 hours away in terms of time, and how many hundreds of miles by plane to some man that has inherited a throne. It's a birthright. It is not something that he worked hard to earn, and here they are pledging their allegiance to him from the Caribbean all the way off to England. Somebody that really doesn't really care about nobody in the Commonwealth nations and the sovereign states other than themselves. Padding, Prince Charles has a reputation of padding his pocket, taking money from people, whether it's in suitcase, whether it's from Saudis, whether it's from people that has been associated with great atrocities on human beings, particularly here in the United States. During September 11th, we cannot forget that. And it's been reported that he has taken money from Osama bin Laden's family, and it's just very hard for me to forgive somebody like this and want to see them succeed in life. It's very hard for me. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So, it's just sort of, it would be troubling to me, getting back to the issue, that he would go to Europe as opposed to visiting, the Commonwealth, and, the Commonwealth realms that he, talks about so often in his speeches. But I know Charles' words mean absolutely nothing. It's just words. And I hope the people in those places are really taking note. And he's very calculating. And I know that he remembers when he went to Wales, how literally people were throwing eggs at him, or this one individual threw eggs at him. And a lot of the times when even Kate and them go out there, people are literally telling them they don't belong here. And they've been getting a lot of pushback lately. And I say the Queen was the buffer that prevented people from really acting out. But people right now are fed up. They're fed up of seeing a monarchy that is living on the high hogs. They have everything. While a lot of people out there, excuse me, cannot pay their bills. They cannot, they don't have heat in their homes. They don't have food on their table. They cannot pay their children's tuition. So I can see why that would be upsetting to a lot of people. So they're going over to Europe, where it's safe, in the sense that the protest is not going to be there. But you never know. You never know what is going to happen over there. So he might just go there and realize that that the people and them had something else waiting for him. Let's see what happens. But I guess it's a safe bet for him. And yes, and I just want to end on Rebel Wilson. Her family, and she herself is from Australia. And something that I have to say to a lot of people out there, when you're speaking out there, please keep Meghan's name out of your mouth. Meghan is going through a lot in the press. People are ready to jump on her at any moment, whether you say something positive or whether you say something negative. And to say something negative, as how Rebel Wilson said that Meghan wasn't as warm and not as cool as Harry was, in their mind, or the British public mind out there, that Harry is still theirs. They want him to come back to England and leave Meghan behind, but they don't realize that they are breaking up a family. And as we saw in Dr. Matei's conversation with Harry yesterday, we definitely see that broken homes have a negative impact on children. So I don't understand why they would want Harry back to England and leave Meghan in the United States and divide a family. This is what I don't understand. So I'm just saying to people, keep Meghan's name out of their mouth. Have nothing to say, good or bad. Just don't talk about her, because anything that people say is going to be misinterpreted, one, or it is just going to add fuel to the fire, as Rebel Wilson did. And in some ways, I'm not surprised that she said something negative like that about Meghan on public television, knowing that it's going to be a firestorm after saying something like that, because her roots are from Australia, and you can clearly see how the Australians have treated, especially on YouTube and their television networks, how they've treated Meghan and the types of things they've said about Meghan. It hasn't been positive. And for her to say that is just adding fuel to the fire, and she knows better. She should never have come on television and said anything about anybody in that light. She should have kept her mouth shut. And another thing too, knowing that her mother was, probing Meghan and asking questions about things that doesn't matter to them, that is not their business, asking about Meghan's children, where are the children? Of course, here you are, a stranger, asking me questions about my children like that, like, as a reporter or an investigator or the police or some type of monitoring system. I would be like, where do I know you like that? That would be my attitude towards you. So maybe, Meghan gave a natural response and they took it the wrong way. But don't be asking people questions when you don't know them like that and expect that they're just going to come out and just, say everything to you. They were rude. And that is what I don't understand. Knowing that, they came across in that kind of way and then come on television and report that to Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, and the world was just out of place. And whatever Rebel Wilson, in terms of her feedback from the Sussex Squad that she gets out there, she's deserving of it, because you don't do that. Somebody is already under attack in the media, and for you to go ahead and add fuel to the fire is unnecessary. And what she did was just not good. She was literally being nasty as a celebrity, and she knows how the celebrity world works. And for her to do that, I don't know if she was looking for her other 15 minutes of fame, but it looks like it's over for you, Rebel. And you need to pack up and you need to move on, and you have to learn to accept what is, and don't try to ride on Meghan's fame. That's all I'm saying. Keep Meghan's name out of your mouth. That's all I'm saying. She has enough on her plate and she doesn't need any more, and certainly not from you. Okay, thank you. That's all I'm saying. So guys, I when it comes to Meghan, I'm not playing. I am not playing with people. The Sussex Squad is not playing with people. You come for Meghan, you've come for a whole group of people. And be prepared for the negative feedback. Just be prepared for the negative feedback. That's all I'm saying. So guys, thank you for listening. Until next time. Bye.